My top 7 natural anti-inflammatories and painkillers for dogs and cats. And I'm going to be talking about a brand new one at the end, so you should really stick around till the end of the video. Are you looking to learn more about natural pet health and wellness? You've come to the right place. Click the link to subscribe to Veterinary Secrets. I really want to encourage you to sign up for our brand new webinar. All you need to know about natural anti-inflammatories, natural painkillers, and our pets. Why natural pain relief is important for dogs and cats. The side effects of the NSAIDs. Are they really a common cause of kidney disease in our pets? The signs of a dog or cat in pain. Some of the new treatments for pain and inflammation in pets. Chronic inflammation and disease in dogs and cats. This is what you need to know. The webinar is free. It's happening Tuesday, September 10th at 5 p.m. Pacific. You can click the link in the box below to sign up. I'm getting older, a little bit creakier. Tula, believe it or not, she's almost 13. She's also getting a little bit creakier, a little bit stiffer. It has me and Tula thinking about pain relief. I used to see many an old dog come into the practice, kind of like Tula, off and on, chronically limping. I might do some type of veterinary exam, might find them painful, say over palpation of some of their joints. Maybe palpating their lower spine, they'd be uncomfortable. More often than not, I come up with a diagnosis of arthritis. And usually I'm prescribing this, meloxicam, some other NSAID or non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. But, as many of you know, these things can have some pretty serious side effects. There's the GI signs, vomiting, diarrhea. In some of the more serious cases are animals that can even get ulcers. Organ dysfunction such as liver disease, kidney disease. Some estimates that are 10% of kidney disease is caused by this. It's caused by the NSAIDs. They can have that many side effects. And the other thing with the NSAIDs is once you have kidney disease, it's not reversible. It's manageable, like we can manage in our dogs or cats. Sure not going to reverse it though. And then in some cases the NSAIDs, they can result even in stuff more serious. We're seeing seizures. Some animals even have sudden death. So knowing all that, you really want to be considering the alternatives. And these NSAIDs, they are never safe for cats long term. Our cats, they have a very different metabolism than our dogs. And as little as a few doses, that can lead to serious kidney disease, liver disease. So these are alternatives that are safe for our dogs and cats. Number one, in my opinion, every dog and cat should be on a good quality joint support supplement. The basis of those should include glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, and both of those are in therapeutic levels in our Ultimate Feline Health Formula for cats, Ultimate Canine Health Formula for dogs. Chondroitin, it's a key component of cartilage. It's going to help actually rebuild that cartilage. Glucosamine works in conjunction with chondroitin. It helps incorporate the chondroitin into the cartilage, so we're actually forming new cartilage. And also on its own, glucosamine is an anti-inflammatory. It's providing some of that pain relief. Then lastly, the MSM, it's really high in sulfur, and that's a key component of the connective tissue, i.e. the ligaments, the tendons, the muscles. So MSM, it can potentially speed tendon and ligament repair. Number 2, the cannabinoids. CBD or cannabidiol, or some of the other medicinal cannabinoids, CBG, CBN, CBC. Those cannabinoids, those non-psychoactive portions of the cannabis plant, they are all well studied anti-inflammatories, and they are able to provide some great natural pain relief, and they're safe for both our dogs and our cats. In general, what I'm suggesting is starting out with CBD or cannabidiol. We're looking at doses of 3 milligrams per 10 pounds of body weight once or twice daily. Then if you're finding that the CBD isn't helpful, try some of the other medicinal cannabinoids, the CBC, CBN, CBG, and those are found in our Ultimate Cannabinoid Blend. It is important that you have a cannabinoid supplement that is a whole plant extract, such as ours, so it's contain an array of the different medicinal nutrients that are found within a cannabis plant, and ideally also one that is a very low volume. So for instance, for ours, 1 drop equates to 3 milligrams. Tula's dose, it is 2 drops. It's really easy to dose her properly. But they were really good for great short-term pain relief, such a much better option than the NSAIDs. Number 3, 2 anti-inflammatory pain-relieving herbs. 95% curcumin, boswellia. There are literally hundreds of studies on 95% curcumin. showed to be a very effective natural anti-inflammatory / painkiller. It is a great option for our dogs and cats. Boswellia, it's also a well-studied natural anti-inflammatory painkiller, but there's really something big when you put these two in combination. And one study showed that when you combine 95% curcumin with Boswellia, it was as effective as many of the traditional NSAIDs. It was more effective than naproxen without any of the side effects. The dose of our bioavailable 95% curcumin is 250 milligrams per 50 pounds of body weight daily. And I would suggest a Boswellia dose of about half that amount. If you have an aging animal in pain, or if you've got an animal that hasn't responded to some of the other natural products, consider this 95% curcumin. Consider the Boswellia. Number 4, this is a topical herb. It's known as bone knit. This is comfrey. The active ingredient in comfrey is allantoin. It's not ingested orally, it's used topically, but it has a bunch of studies showing benefits of topical comfrey and pain relief. And in fact, my own recent experience with a fractured collarbone, I found that topical comfrey worked really, really well. It's one of the big important herbs used traditionally when there are bone fractures. What often when the herbalists suggest? They suggest comfrey. I've actually picked up comfrey as a salve, which is a super easy way to apply it topically. You can be putting it on to your dog or cat twice daily while they are in pain. Apply the comfrey twice daily, 7 to 14 days to your dog's affected joint. I think you guys might be able to see where the fractured collarbone was right here. I put on a ton of comfrey, and even right now, just as I touch the top of that plate, a little bit uncomfortable, put on the comfrey, and it just provides some great and pretty immediate natural pain relief. Good option for our animals. Number 5, this is another topical DMSO. It's a clear, relatively odorless liquid. It rapidly penetrates in through the skin. It's found naturally occurring in things like garlic and onion. So for instance, if Tula had strained her wrist, say it's sore over top of here of her left carpus, I would definitely use the topical DMSO. So it alone can provide topical natural pain relief. But what I find works even better is you apply some other natural painkiller on first. My suggestion would be something like the CBD, the cannabidiol. So apply that first, 2 or 3 drops on top of your dog's painful joint. Then apply 2 or 3 drops of the DMSO. I would just rub it in with my fingers. Just be aware you're going to absorb some of it. I need some pain relief, so it's fine if I get it too. Be doing that twice a day. And that's a great way to provide local natural pain relief, combining 2 specific holistic options. Number 6, I'm going to talk about acupressure. So acupressure related to acupuncture, but you're not using acupuncture needles. You're putting your finger over top of that acupuncture point. And I found with some of my own animals, that alone can be helpful. Obviously, it's better going to be in most cases if you can see a skilled acupuncturist, but most of us at home can't do that, but we can do acupressure. I'm going to show you a couple key points that have helped my dogs, may help your own dog or cat. Number 1, the aspirin joint. BL60 KI3. So in this flap of tissue here, right in behind the Achilles tendon, there's this webbing. You put your index finger on the outside, your thumb on the inside. Hold that for 30 to 60 seconds. It's a great way to provide natural pain relief for your dog's rear and or your cat's rear, regardless. BL60 KI3, you do that for 30 to 60 seconds. You've hit 2 acupressure points. Second, 2 points, GB29, GB30. They're found in depression on either side of the point of the femur. We're talking about the areas where the depression, where the hips form. So you're going to take your dog's knee, move them back and forth. You're going to find this big bone here in the middle. That's the femur. There's a point of bone sticking right up here at the top of the femur. And there's depression in front of it. That's GB29. A depression behind it, the GB30 point. There, I've got my fingers resting on them. Hold that for 30 to 60 seconds. It's a great way to provide natural pain relief if you have a dog or a cat that has hip pain, hip dysplasia. And as you can see, the poodle's trembling a lot less. I think it's helping you. Then I'm going to show you a couple more acupressure points over top of the spine. Number 1, just lift your dog or your cat's tail up or down. There's a little depression at the base of the tail. It's also sort of where the last lumbar vertebrae meets the sacrum. So right in there, this little depression, it's called the bihu point. So you can put your index finger there. It's a great way to provide local natural pain relief. You're going to hold that for 30 to 60 seconds. And as you can see, Tool is probably trembling a bit less. I think it's helping. By Hugh. Another big point is right here, right where your dog's last rib is, so right here, your cat's rib, the end of the last thoracic vertebrae, the start of the first lumbar vertebrae. You can put one finger here at the base of your dog's tail, another one right here between the last thoracic and the lumbar spine, if they're going to stand up. Just hold that together. You can hold those two in combination for 30 to 60 seconds. That's, as you can see there, the poodle sits down. She stops trembling. Great way for, and so what you're doing is you're affecting two key acupressure points there as well. And I really encourage you to sign up for a brand new webinar, Natural Anti-Inflammatories and Painkillers. You're gonna learn why natural pain relief is so important for our pets. What are the signs of a dog or cat in pain? New treatments for pain and inflammation in dogs and cats. Autoimmune disease in our pets. These are the most important holistic options. The webinar is free. It's happening Tuesday, September 10th at 5 p.m. Pacific, and you're invited. Click the link in the box below to sign up. So if there's a few different ones, I encourage you to try them if you've never had it. You want to be doing it twice a day. You're going to hold those points 30 to 60 seconds. Good natural option to find pain relief to your pet. And you may be surprised, it may actually work. There, poodle. Number 7, this is a brand new remedy that a local introduced me to. This is topical magnesium that is rapidly absorbed into the skin, and it can provide some great pain relief. Pain is very complex. There's a whole bunch of different things going on in the body. But one of the things they do know is that if you can modulate some of the pain receptors in terms of some of these different neurotransmitters that are then triggering the nerves to then send signals that go to the brain that says there's pain. If you can modulate some of those, you're going to have an animal, a dog or cat, that's going to experience less pain. So what scientists have found when they study magnesium, they found that it can modulate some of this level of pain. It can modulate this thing called an NMDA receptor. So there's less of this neurotransmitter hitting the NMDA receptor. Guess what? Then we're seeing animals, they're experiencing less pain. They are in less pain. You know, magnesium just important, period, just for normal cell function. Our muscles need it, our nerves need it. So much of our body, it's a vital, critical mineral, but also can be used medicinally, and that's what we're finding with pain. But of so many of the natural products that I discuss, yes, for instance, so many things, great, they sound like they'd be really good. But not only do they need to work in a lab, your dog or cat, they need to ingest them, they need to get absorbed. It needs to get to the site of whatever is affected. So one of the big key benefits of this topical magnesium is it's combined with some other nutrients, one called boric acid in particular, that then allows it to get absorbed, it can penetrate into the skin, get to the area that is most affected. There's been some really good results with many people that are in chronic pain. They've seen some really good levels of pain relief. So it's something that I know is safe for dogs and cats. I think it's a really good option to try. This specific magnesium solution includes magnesium chloride. It includes boron. It includes copper. It includes potassium. These are thought to be other minerals that work in conjunction with the magnesium. Also, more importantly, allow it to then get absorbed into the skin. So you want to be shaking it well, as I have here. I'm going to open it up. Where am I sore at today? I got a bunch of sore things. How about my wrist from typing? Put a few drops topically over top of my wrist. Gonna rub it in. You're gonna be doing that twice a day. Your dog or cat has a painful area over top of the joint. You can be applying that twice a day. Just when you're applying it to your pets, you wanna make sure you spread the fur apart, can then get in better absorbed. Okay, do that twice a day. Do that for 7 days. You may find that can give some good natural pain relief for your pets. So if you have an older dog or cat, you have a pet that's in pain, I urge you to consider one of those holistic solutions. Thanks so much for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets of my top 7 natural anti-inflammatories and painkillers for pets.